Good morning, Salem Elementary students. It's good to be back with you today. I am at my office. You can see I'm here at Salem this morning. Going to record this and then put it online a little bit later for you all to follow along with me in chapter 13. As you can hear, there's no noise here at Salem, and it's pretty crazy that I can record a video here at Salem because all my kiddos aren't here. So I'm still missing you all tons. But I know that you all are working hard from home, and I know that this time with family is something that you can treasure and enjoy, and I hope that you are doing that. So, I have been following along with you all as you have been reading. I've watched these guest readers. I've noticed that Mr. Weston, Miss Melissa, Miss Michelle, Miss Jacelyn, Miss Shalonda, Mr. Ford, they've all been on to read to you all. And so it's my turn again, and I'm really excited about that. I've been waiting. Now, I've done really well, and I have not read ahead of you all. I'm right here with you all. And I did practice chapter 13 last night, but I didn't go past it, and oh, was I wanting to. So I don't know who reads tomorrow, but I can't wait to figure out how the story goes. And it's been pretty interesting. You know, a lot has happened to Anne Marie and her family, and to Ellen, who has finally been reunited with her family again. So, you know, in the back of my mind, that reading teacher and me, I just keep thinking of all of these connections, of all of these things that's happening, and about these characters and what's going through their minds. So, I'm on this journey with you, and I have quite enjoyed it. So, today, we are going to read chapter 13. It's fairly short. Now, according to Mr. Weston, I may be long-winded and I may be dramatic. And I don't know why he said that. I mean, I don't know. I think he meant a compliment by that. At least that's what we're going to say. So, all right, kiddos, here we go. Let's start. We've got Number of the Stars here, and we are going to start in chapter 13 today, and it's called Run as Fast as You Can. Now, remember when chapter 12 ended, Anne Marie had looked outside, and she was worried because Mama wasn't home, and there, lying in a heap on the ground, is what she thinks is Mom. So, let's go on to chapter 13. Still moving quietly so as not to wake her sister, Anne Marie sped down the stairs and through the kitchen door. Her foot caught the loose step and she faltered for a moment, righting herself, then dashed across the ground to the place where her mamma lay. "Mamma!" she called desperately. "Mamma!" "Shh!" Mamma said, raising her head. "I'm all right." "But Mamma," Anne Marie asked, kneeling beside her, "what's wrong? What happened?" Her mother pulled herself to a sitting position. She winced in pain. "I'm all right, really. Don't worry. And the Rosens are with Henrik. That's the important thing." She smiled a little, though her face was drawn with pain, and she bit her lip, the smile fading. "We got there quite quickly, even though it was still so dark, and it was difficult for the Rosens, not knowing the path. Henrik was there waiting on the boat, and he took them aboard and down below so quickly to the cabin that they were invisible in an instant. He said the others were already there. Peter got them there safely, too. So I turned and hurried home. I was so anxious to get back to you girls. I should have been more careful." Talking softly, she brushed some grass and dirt from her hands. "Can you believe it? I was very nearly here. Well, maybe just halfway, when I tripped over a root and went sprawling." Mama sighed. "So clumsy," she said, as if she were scolding herself. "I'm afraid my ankle is broken, Anne Marie. Thank goodness it is nothing worse. An ankle mends, and I'm home, and the Rosens are with Henrik." "You should have seen me, Anne Marie," she said, shaking her head with a wry look. "Your proper mamma, crawling inch by inch. I probably looked like a drunkard." She reached for Anne Marie's arm. "Here, let me lean on you. I think if you support me on this side, I can make my way up to the house." Goodness, what a clumsy fool I am. "Here, let me put my arm over your shoulders. You're such a good, strong, brave girl. Now, very slowly. There." Mama's face was white with pain. Anne Marie could see it even though the faint light of the approaching dawn. She hobbled, leaning heavily on her daughter, pausing again and again toward the house. When we get inside, I'll have a cup of tea and then we'll call the doctor. I'll tell him that I fell on the stairs. You'll have to help me wash away the grass and twigs. Here, Anne-Marie, let me rest for a minute. They had reached the house, and Mama sank down to the steps and sat. She took several deep breaths. Anne-Marie sat beside her and held her hand. Mama, I was so worried when you didn't come back. Mama nodded. I knew you would be. I thought of you, worrying, as I dragged myself along. But here I am, safe with you now. Everything is fine. What time is it? It must be 4:30 or so, close to it. They will sail soon. Mama turned her head and gazed across the meadow to the sea and the vast sky above it. There were no stars now, only the gray, pale sky with a pinkness at its border. Soon they will be safe too. Anne-Marie relaxed. She stroked her mother's hand and looked down at the discolored, swollen ankle. Mama, what is this? She asked suddenly, reaching into the grass at the foot of the steps. Mama looked and she gasped. Oh, my goodness, she said. Anne-Marie picked it up. She recognized it now, knew what it was. It was the packet that Peter had given to Mr. Rosen. Mr. Rosen tripped on the step, remember? It must have fallen from his pocket. We'll have to save it and give it back to Peter. Anne-Marie handed it to her mother. Do you know what it is? Her mother didn't answer. Her face was stricken. She looked at the path and she looked down at her ankle. It's important, isn't it, Mama? It was for Uncle Henrik. I remember. Peter said it was very important. I heard him tell Mr. Rosen. Her mother tried to stand, but fell back against the steps with a groan. Oh, my goodness, she murmured again. It may have all been for nothing. Anne-Marie took the packet from her mother's hand and stood. I will take it, she said. I know the way, and it's almost light now. I can run like the wind. Mama spoke quickly and her voice tense. Anne-Marie, go into the house, get a small basket on the table. Quickly, quickly, put an apple into it and some cheese. Put this packet underneath. Do you understand? Hurry. Anne-Marie did instantly as she was told. The basket, the packet at the bottom, she covered it with a napkin, and then she wrapped cheese and an apple and put it all in. She glanced around the kitchen and she saw some bread and she added that. The little basket was full. She took it to where her mother was. You must run to the boat. If anyone should stop you, who would stop me? Anne-Marie, you understand how dangerous this is? If any soldier sees you, if they stop you, you must pretend to be nothing more than a little girl. A silly, empty-headed little girl taking lunch to a fisherman. A foolish uncle who forgot his bread and cheese. Mama, what is it in the bottom? But her mother still didn't answer the question. Go, she said firmly. Go right now and run as fast as you can. Anne-Marie kissed her mother quickly, grabbed the basket from her mother's lap, turned, and ran toward the path. And that's it for chapter 13. Now, I challenge you to do this. If you've listened to the video, put in the comments, what do you think is in that packet? What is so important that Anne-Marie has to get to Henrik before they set sail? I don't know. I really don't. For once, I've not read ahead. It's killing me. I so wanted to turn to chapter 14 last night, but I didn't. So tonight, I'm going to get back on. I'm going to look at your comments. Make a guess. What is it do you think she has put in the bottom of that basket? What was in that package? And will she make it to Uncle Henrik in time? Or will a soldier stop her? I don't know. There's so many questions left unknown. Salem students, once again, it has been my pleasure to read to you today. I'm going to follow along with you on this journey. And as I close, remember this. I love you and I miss you. Stay safe and stay healthy. We will get through this.